So we're now going to move ahead. So the first of all the things, just to make sure you've got a Node app working, a Node.js app. So first things first, I'm just going to go to horseshomecoderdojo.org.uk. If you go to the web section, this is only if you haven't got a Node.js app already working. You can go to download this folder, Node boilerplate, and it's got all the files you need in it. I've done that already. And I've saved it into a projects folder, and you can see that I've got Node boilerplate in here, but I've actually moved mine into and renamed the folder basic IFTTT. So I'm actually going to navigate to that folder now. So this is where you'll end up being when you open up your command prompt. There's pretty much the same in Windows as it is on Mac. So I'm going to change directory to my projects folder. You can use dir to list or ls in Mac. So dir for most of you, and then I can find the IFTT app that I wanted. There it is, basic IFTT. So I'm going to cd into that, basic IFTT, and if I ls or dir, I can see that I've got app.js. So I'm going to go node app.js, hit enter, and it looks like the server's running fine, which is great news. So if I go to localhost, hopefully, boom, we get our basic web page appear. So we're going to add a button in there today. So to do that, we're going to just Google how to do it, I guess. So if I go to HTML button, and we want to make a post request with a button, go into the first link we come across. Let's just take the first answer, copy, and we're going to go and paste that into our code. So I've got the index.html file here. I'm just going to go and paste this in here. Indentation's gone a bit wiggly woggly, so let's just tidy that up. So the only thing, let's just make sure the button appears first. So if we go and go back to our app, we refresh the page, beautiful, we've got a button, and it just says it cannot post to nothing. So the reason it can't post to nothing is we haven't put an action in here. The action is where we want to post to. So what web address? So I also don't like that it says upvote. I'm just going to write send email because that's what ours is going to do. So I'm just going to change the value there to send an email. And in fact, sorry, that's not the bit that actually displays what's on the button. That's here inside that button tag. Name of the button is our send email button. So yeah, it could just be send mail. I'll probably call it send mail button. You don't need to worry about too much about what these two things do just yet. I'm not sure if value actually does put it in here or whether you need this in here. I'm not quite sure about the difference between these two, but you can Google that. But yeah, we just definitely need to get a web address in here. So to do that, we're going to go back to our IFTT recipe. Now we need to remember that this is web button pressed is the action here, web button pressed, but we also need to know how to make a post request for this button. Well, if we go to go and check out the channels, because we need to go back to the maker channel to see how it works. So I'm just going to type in maker in here. There it is, maker channel. How to trigger events. Well, that's exactly what we want to do. And it gives us the code here. This is the web address we want to post to. Now, your key is unique for you. So you can see we've got a key here, and it's added it already onto the end of this URL for us. The important thing that's missing here is this event. That's the one that we just talked about, that web button pressed or whatever it is. Web button pressed. And you can see it's just basically created that down here for us. I'm not 100% sure exactly what it was. I'm just going to refresh the page and just take it like this for now. So I'm just going to copy that, and we're just going to put it into the action. So it's just this event bit that we need to change. So I just want to double check that I've got the right one. So I'll go back to connect here, back. There we go, web button pressed, that's what I need. Can I highlight that? No, can we just click on this to go into it and get it? There we go, web button pressed, without the speech marks. I'm going to take that, throw that in here where it said event. Don't need those curly braces. Web button pressed. It's a post. I'm just going to save that. And then if we go into our localhost, refresh. Oh, I want to go back. So it still says upvote, so I'm just going to refresh the page. Brilliant. It now says send email. So I click on the send email button. That looks pretty good. Congratulations, you fired the web button press event. We can actually change what this does later on, but that's pretty cool. So does it actually work? Let's go to our email inbox. Ah, there we go. IFTTT web button pressed in our website. Web button pressed in our website. We wrote that ourselves. What? Web button pressed. When? That's the time it was pressed. And extra data is blank in here at the moment, but we can put stuff in there. And the way that we can do that is, and you can, of course, you saw from the thing that we can actually modify how this ends up writing out. So let's maybe just put it so that the person's name appears in there, whoever made the request. So to do this, we're just going to add to our form. I think this is going to work. We'll find out. So form text inputs HTML. So you can do all sorts of inputs in a form. But let's just see if we can get some example code. So input text name first name. So the name's pretty important. That's kind of what we're naming this text box. So let's just take, why don't we do two of them then? We'll take this. We've already got a form. I'm going to show you that in a second. So our form's already here. It's got our action in it and things. So I'm just going to put these extra bits of information in here. Indentation's gone squiffy again, so let's just tidy this up. It's all gone a bit squiffy. Oh. So we've got first name and a last name. If we just save that, let's just see what this looks like. Where's our local host? Might have lost it. That's here. We can see we've got a first name and a last name now, and our send email button. So what I'd like to do is we have to put your name in here, and when we hit send email, it actually goes in the email. So how do we do that? Well, let's go back to the IFTTT maker channel, and we can see that it puts in something called value1. So I'm going to copy value1, and I'm just going to give this one the name value1, and I'm going to give this one the name value2. I think this is how it works. If not, I'm a failure. And that be whatever's put inside those boxes will be sent as value1 and value2. Not 100% sure this will work, but let's just give it a quick go. Let's just refresh the page to make sure that's taken effect. I'm going to type in Tom Benyon with OPOPOP on the end of it just to make sure that is coming through. Send email. Congratulations, you fired it. Let's go into here, go back, see if we receive another email. Yep, there's two now. But it doesn't look like the data's come through, so I might need to do a bit more work on that. But there we go. That's basically that. Should we have a quick look to see if I can fix it? Value1, value2, and value3 should just be the name. I think it's just the extra speech marks, maybe. Let's just try that one more time. Let's go back, refresh the page. Catman, send email, go back here, go back to inbox. Hopefully we've got a third email come through. We've got two at the moment. Let's just delete those two. Try sending that again, just to make sure it's working. Refresh the page. Send email. Just see if it's coming through on our email inbox. Press the button on our website. Hey, and it's coming through. Extra data, Catman, lol. Awesome. From here, what do you go on to? Well, create another recipe, really. This one says if we receive that web button pressed, then send an email. There is just so much stuff that you can do. If you want to try connecting up so you can send a text to yourself, you could maybe make a reminders app so that you can just put a reminder in and it will send it as an email to you, or it'll send it as a text to you, or it will add into your email app. Maybe you could create a new contact through your web address. So you type in somebody's contact information and it will automatically appear on your iPhone. all ideas. It's up to you to be what you want to play with, but if you can get that far, I mean, that's pretty cool. Alright, good luck.